Hey guys, welcome back. In last session, we understood what are data types and how methods are associated with them. If you have ever confusion about data types and method, just look at this diagram. So, if you see here, we have created the object Akshay. The name is a variable which is pointing to this object. Now, object will belong to the specific class. So, this object is belonging to the class string. Now, this class is nothing but data type of this object. Okay, so string is a data type of this object. Now, we know and we already studied that every class will have some methods defined, and those methods will only be accessed by object of that class. I hope this is clear. In today's session, we are going to start with numeric data types. We'll first understand integers and then float and then complex numbers. Complex numbers are not used much in data engineering world, but we'll have a basic introduction about them. With that said, let's get started. Let me move to our code editor. Now let's say guys, I'm defining something like this. Okay. So I have value 5 stored in variable a, or variable a is pointing at the value 5. What is 5 here? Just a number or something else? Just think about it. It's not just number. It's more than that. Let me show you. So we are checking the type of this variable. So type of this number. Okay. So see guys, it belongs to the class integer. So 5 is object of class integer. If you are able to guess it right, now you have clear understanding about how everything is object in Python and every object belongs to the specific class. Congratulations. But still you are not able to understand this. I would request you guys to watch our previous sessions on Python internals. Okay? Now we understood that this is the object of class integer. Okay? Now is there any other way to create this object? Yes. We can create object like this. So we are creating integer object, right? So let me check type of b as well. So if you see, the type of b is also an integer. Now what is exactly happening in this statement? Whenever Python sees this int, it calls the int class constructor and passes the value 5 as input, and it returns the integer object. Now what is the constructor? So we'll have class integer. Okay, there will be a multiple methods inside this class, but there is one important method, double underscore init double underscore. Okay, and here we'll have logic to return integer object. Okay, now whenever you call this class, this method is always executed. Okay, so what this method does, it takes this 5 as an input or whatever input you are giving, and it tries to convert it into an integer object. If it is able to convert that into an integer object, it will return an integer, otherwise it will throw an error. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now let's make it more interesting. So we'll create one more integer object, and this time I'm passing the value in string. Now tell me what will happen. And yes, I think you guessed it right. It will again return the integer object. Okay, so how it's possible? We pass string, still it returned the integer object, because I told you, right, this constructor tries to convert your input into an integer if possible, and it sees this is the 5, which is an integer value just given under a string, so it is able to convert into a integer. Now let's take one more example. Now tell me what will happen here. This will fail, right? Why? Because Akshay is a string, purely a string, and this cannot be converted to the integer. It's not possible, right? So that's why our code throws an error saying invalid literal for int. Okay. Now this is the one way of creating object, right? We can also create object like this, right? Now what is the difference between these two? So I'll just put this below. Okay. So what is the difference between these two statements? Guys, both are same. Both are creating the object only. Okay. So if you see, let me check. And we'll also print both type of both type of E as well. Okay, we need to comment out this because this will throw an error. Now if you see, C and E both are same. Okay. And type of C and type of E is also int. Then which one is preferred? If you are unsure about what input you will be getting, but you want to convert that input into an integer, then you should always use this method. Okay, because it will try to convert your input into integer if possible. So even if you pass something inside the string, this int class will take care of converting it into a integer object. Okay. Now I told you guys, right? This object, whatever object we are creating, they belongs to the class integer. Now we know for every class we have some methods associated with it. So there is a function in Python to check which all methods are associated with any class. So this is the method name dir, and we can pass the class name, so it will give all the methods associated with that class. I will comment out above part so we don't see unnecessary outputs. Okay, and let me clear my terminal. See, so many methods, right? So these all are methods available with the integer class. Okay, now we'll just see one method for our understanding. So add, right? So let me take two numbers. So basically we are creating two integer objects, and let me use this function and let me print this. Okay, let's see if it gives correct output. See, 15. I will comment out this so we can see the output clearly. See, it gives 15, right? Now you guys will say we can also do like this, right? Yes, you can do like this also. You can simply provide the plus sign and you can add two numbers or subtract two numbers. Okay, see, it also gives the same output. Now which one is the correct one? See guys, what happens whenever you do a plus b, it will internally call this method and double underscore add double underscore. Whenever you see the double underscore, right, these are some special methods in Python. Okay, so similarly, like add, we have multiple methods. Now in this tutorial we can't go through all these methods, right? So this is exercise for you. You need to go through each methods and see how it works. I will give the documentation link in description of this video and you can refer that. Okay, there is one more thing. We have studied this before, but we'll just revise it. Int are immutable. Now what are immutable? We studied two types of object, mutable and immutable. Mutable means objects that can be changed, and immutable means object which cannot be changed. What does it mean? So if I assign a equal to 5 and if I check memory address of this, okay, I'll comment out this. I will also give this notepad to you, like this code file to you, so it's simpler for you to practice this. Okay, let me clear the terminal. See, so a is stored at this memory location, or 5, I will say 5 is stored at this memory location. Let me try to change this value. Okay, let's see what happened now. See, this is a different memory address. So your new object 10 got created, but it has not replaced your existing value. Okay, it has created at new address. So how does it happen? Like how exactly it works? see, this is a Python memory. Let's say this is a Python memory. We have multiple memory locations here, right? For our reference, I'll create two only. Okay, so first we created object 10 and we had a variable a pointing to that object. Okay, then what happened? We did a equal to, okay, a equal to 5 we first did. Okay, so this is how it was looking. Then what we did later, we created one more new object 10, and now this a is pointing to the 10. It will not change this 5, it will remain there. Why? Because ints are immutable, it cannot be changed. Okay, so I think now you understood, int are immutable. And there is one more important thing. If you have explored other languages, integers have limit. But in case of Python, integers can grow as big as memory allows. Okay, that's why Python is preferred in case of numeric calculation. I will show you. I can create as long as integer I want, and there will be no issues. That's what sets Python apart, okay, from other languages. I think you guys now understood the integers. Just one homework for you. You need to explore all the methods, okay? I will give you the documentation link. Now we will see the float. Now see guys, once you understand one data type, it's really easy to understand other data type. We'll go with same flow, okay? Now I will comment out this part so we can explore float. Let me clear my terminal as well. Okay. Now again, I will assign some value to a. Now again, same question. What is this 10.5? Think about it. Is it just decimal number? No, I think you have guessed it right this time. This is object. But which object? This is object of class float. Okay. Now, is there another way like int to create this object? Yes. We can create like this as well. And if I print type of b, see, it is also float. Okay. So we can create object like this or like this as well. But this is a more flexible way. If you want to convert something to the float, it is possible using this method. Okay, so what happens exactly here? Your constructor will be executed. For the constructor, this input will be sent and your constructor will try to convert this into a float. So it's similar like this. How we have class int, we'll have class float. It will have a constructor, and this constructor will always execute when you try to create object of type float. Logic to return float object. Okay, see guys, it's almost similar, right? That's why you need to understand one thing properly, and then you will, once you get that flow, then it's really easy. Okay, now both the ways we can create the float object, both are same only, but we'll quickly verify. So in programming, right, you can always investigate, you can always prove anything. So just don't believe when I'm saying okay, these both are same only, like both are object only. You can always check, right? And you can, you have also printed the type of them, so it's showing class float, right? How we check for integer? Similarly, now we can check what all methods available with float using same function. Okay, so the method name is dir, and we can pass our class, which is a float. Okay, let me clear the screen. Let's see, these all methods are available with float class. Okay, so again, we can add two floats using these methods, using add method, a double underscore add and then b, and let me print this. Okay, see, Now again print, and I'm just adding it using the plus sign, so this will give same output, right? So this a plus b is internally calling this method. Same in case of integer as well. Okay, now floats are also immutable, and you can always check. I showed you, right, how to check that. So you check it for the float. Okay, now there is one small issue with the float values. So if you do like this, let me add two float numbers. Okay, these two numbers, and let me comment out these clear. See, it has so long precision. Why? Float numbers are stored binary internally, and hence sometimes we get these precision errors. They are like rounding errors, not exactly wrong, but not perfectly precise. So we can always fix this using a function round. So here in round, we need to give our float number, and then we need to give a precision up to how many decimal points you need output. Okay, so it will convert your output. So see, it has converted. Okay, so due to this, actually this precision of float is useful. Okay, so floats are used extensively in data science and machine learning and calculation heavy applications. Okay, now we'll see the complex numbers. They are not used much in data engineering world, but I just wanted to introduce you. Now, what is complex number? Complex number has two parts. One is a real, and second is a imaginary. Okay, for example, 3, this is a real part, and 1, so 1j, 1 is your imaginary part. Okay, again, just like a float number, this object belongs to the class complex. So let's see, let me create one complex object. I will say I want to check type, right? Type of a. See, it belongs to the class complex. So this is the object of class complex. Now we can access this real and imaginary part separately, something like this. So we have it stored under variable a, or our variable a is pointing to that object. Okay, so a dot real, and then I can do a dot imaginary. Okay, so it will give both the parts. See, 3 is your real part and 1 is your imaginary part. And similar to float and integer, you can check out all operations available with the class complex using method dir, and I will pass the class name, which is complex. Okay, see, these all are methods available with the complex number. You don't need to go into these methods. We don't use complex that much. Okay, so I just wanted to introduce you. Okay, so complex numbers are used basically in signal processing, electric circuits. It's not used in data engineering, so don't worry about it. Okay, all right guys, with this we have covered all the numeric data types in Python: integer, float, and complex. But this is just beginning. I strongly recommend that you go through the Python documentation link shared in the description. Explore all the methods associated with int and float. Try them out yourself. That's where the real understanding comes from. In the next session, we'll start with the very important and widely used data type in the data engineering world, that's the dictionary. So make sure you revise today's concept before moving ahead. Thank you for watching. See you in the next session.